Hey everyone, in this video today for Technique Tuesday, I am going to kind of continue on the last video that I made about loosening up the neck. And so we're just going to move a little inferior. We're going to loosen up the chest today. So the pecs and everything like that gets shortened when you're sitting at a computer, when you're driving, when you're hunched over, when you're texting, when you're carrying babies, and pretty much any forward posture, your chest is going to get shortened. For those who lift weights, a lot of times you can lift a lot heavier in your chest than you can in your back, and so that kind of can cause rolled in shoulders and stuff like that. So you really want to keep those pecs loosened up as well. So today I'm going to go over that, and what I like to do to loosen up the pecs is first I always start with stretching, and then I'll kind of do some manual therapy, and then I end with stretching as well. And so I showed you this stretch for the neck as well. So you kind of find your collarbone right here, and you just kind of hold below it, and that'll loosen up the neck. I like to do that. It also gets kind of the upper attachment, the superior attachment of the pec. Just kind of start opening it up, okay? And then if you're sitting on a chair, you can grab underneath the seat of the chair and kind of roll your shoulders back, grab underneath, and protrude the chest forward, and you can keep your jaw shut. Bring the head back. And you really feel a stretch going all the way from your cheek down your neck into your superior aspect of your pecs. I also like to bring my hands behind my back like this and straighten them. Okay, so I straighten them, and then I will make sure my shoulders are rolled back, hands straight, and then I keep my jaw closed. And lean my head back, and I do it in 4 different directions. So first, I go sideways, up, 3, and straight back. Now, not everyone can go straight back, so use caution. Side, 1, 2, 3, and a lot of that is still opening up the neck as well, but it is getting that chest open. So when you do that, some people like to do this, and I don't recommend that because that's actually not getting a full stretch into the pecs. That's rolling your shoulders forward when you do that. See that? So if you bring your hands close to your body and keep them attached to your body, that's how you're going to get the most stretch out of the pec. Some people like to do Georgie and stuff like that. I also like to bring my arms up overhead, so I kind of grab one hand, kind of pull and stretch my shoulders back, and then I switch hands, grab with the other one, pull my hands and stretch the shoulders back. Okay, and then you can get into really working the pec muscles. And so how I do that is let's see if you can see this. So there's like a pocket, just like in your upper traps here, there's a pocket. There's a pocket behind your shoulder blade, or not behind your shoulder blade, in front of your rib cage. So in your armpit kind of, there's a pocket here. So find that little pocket, and I stick my 4 fingers in front of the rib cage under my pec muscle, and you can see how my fingers are all the way up to my collarbone now. So I kind of grab with the thumb on top and the 4 fingers underneath and work around the attachments of the pecs. There's 3 or 4 trigger points around the attachments up here in pec major. So I like to kind of just work through that. And I had a lot of trigger points, but I don't have any anymore. I've been working my pecs a lot. This is really good for those of you who lift And sometimes people feel like they get a plateau where they're lifting heavier and heavier on their pecs, but they're not growing. Okay, so then that means you need to loosen up the myofascia. And you can kind of grab with your fingers and unroll that pec. Oh, yeah. And that's where you're going to find the trigger points when you unroll that pec major. So I had a guy who was lifting heavier and heavier and heavier, but he couldn't get his chest to grow anymore, his pecs. And we did this work, and after one session, he noticed that it worked. Like, he could actually tell a difference after he worked out, and we did a few sessions, and he started doing this work himself, and yeah. So he was a general laborer, and he traveled, so he's not here anymore. I haven't seen him for a while, but he noticed a great difference. So you want to get that fascia loosened up. And then you do the other side. So again, there's that. You want to bring your shoulder forward so that you can get in there, that the pec is in a shortened position when your shoulder is forward. Slide right under on top of the rib cage and pull. So you know that clear casing around chicken breasts, that is fascia, that's myofascia. And so essentially, deep tissue myofascial release massage is releasing that fascia, and then that allows your muscles to grow more. So, there's a trigger point. Sometimes these trigger points will go into the chest, out to the shoulder right here. It's going into my deltoid. So just kind of hold that. Okay. So once you get pec major all loosened up, you keep your pec in a shortened position, so with your arm slightly forward. And then I work pec minor. So pec minor is a smaller pec, and it's underneath pec major. And it has 3 heads. So it attaches up here on the humerus, and then it comes down in like 3, kind of like this. So one is going kind of straight down, and the medial one is going like in towards the nipple, and then the other is going like pointing like towards the navel. And so there's 3 heads that you want to address. And a lot of times when your pec is in a shortened position, your pec major, you can palpate those pec minor muscles just through the pec. Okay, and also you want to get the attachment. So you can kind of see it pop up right. I don't know, the lighting's kind of weird, but it's right here. I can feel it. So then I just kind of go right under that shoulder, front of the shoulder. Let's do some cross fiber here. Now you can also come back in under the pec major when it's all loosened up. So see how I'm back in under here, I'm up. And you can't get that deep on everyone right away. But so you come in under here, and then you press back towards the rib cage, and you can feel the muscle fibers of pec minor. So there's 3 you want to look for. And you won't always be able to get to the more medial one. Sometimes you can only do the lateral too. But you can for sure get to the far lateral side. And you just kind of, you can do with the fibers is up and down, or you can do a cross fiber across it, and you can kind of feel your fingers strum over it. So you stick your fingers under pec major on top of the rib cage, and then you put your pressure back towards the rib cage, and you can feel pec minor underneath your fingers. It feels a little better when a therapist is doing that for you, because when you're doing that work on yourself, you have your fingernail buds there. Obviously you want to make sure that your fingernails are short, but when a therapist is doing it, they're using the palm. That's really the only difference. And so you just bring your fingers under, and feel. Pec minor causes issues like if you have radiating down the arm, or if your arm gets achy from sitting at a computer all day. Thoracic outlet syndrome, you know, sometimes can be caused from this. So, and then I go back and this work, and then work under. And you can, so that's how I loosen up the pecs. And next week we'll go into maybe some arms. I'd like to show you guys some abdominal work that really helps too when you're in a seated position. But yeah, if you just keep your shoulders, do some shoulder rolls, that helps throughout the day, even if you're just sitting at the desk and you just bring your arms like at 3 different angles. So just like kind of a 90-degree angle, just stretching those pecs, opening up that chest. Come a little higher, open up, and bring it down. And even higher, I like to grab a finger, so. And shoulder rolls, that helps. If you haven't caught the video on that I did to help with neck, if you have headaches or neck pain, you can catch that in the playlist, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon, and take care of yourselves.